Alright guys, so in today's video, I'm going to teach you a really fooling trick that I first read about in The Jinx. This trick is called a card in hand by Theodore Annemann. Now, since then, there's been a lot of different variations on this effect. One that I read most recently was called Handout, which I read in the Precursor magazine. This handling and method is completely different from the original, and since reading this, I've come up with my own variation, and this is kind of how tricks evolve and get better with age, like a fine wine. That's why it's always important to read the classics. You might find a gem that you can further expand on and create something great. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so what I'll do here is perform the effect as if I'm doing it for a person, and after I do that I'll teach you exactly how it's done. Alright, so first of all, what I'll do is take out a card for myself. Let's just take an easy card. How about the Joker? That's a good, easy, neutral card. And now the person can go through and just name out loud any card they want as well. Let's say just they go through and they name, I don't know, the Ace of Clubs in this case. All right, so the Ace, that could have been any card, but I'll put it there for now. Now watch, what I do is I will slide your card, the Ace of Clubs, sorry, similar in the deck like this. And I want you to do the exact same thing with the Joker. But I want you to see how close you can get to your card, the Ace of Clubs. Watch how I slide it in like this. Now take the Joker and do the exact same thing with it, but put it face up and try to see how close you can get to your card. Alright, so they do that. They slide it in maybe around right here. Now, even if you were a few cards off, what I will do is make the Joker get into the exact position of your card. Here's what I'll do. Just a little cast of shadow. Boom, there it is. Now your card is in the exact position of that Joker. You won't believe it. Watch. Here we go. Ah, dang it. Look how close I was. The Ace of Hearts, not quite the Ace of Clubs. But if you think about it, the Ace and a club card, that's kind of the Ace of Clubs, right? But not quite. We're looking for the Ace of Clubs. Where'd it go? Let's see. Moved. Oh, there's Ace of Spades. Let's see the Ace of Diamonds. Where'd the Ace of Clubs go? You know what's very interesting? I didn't see the Joker either, but I did say I would make your card go to the exact position of the Joker. In this case, I did exactly that. Here is your card, the Ace of Clubs. Alright, so I hope that you liked that trick. It's definitely a fun trick to do, and it kind of fools me every time I do it. But anyway, here's what you'll need for this trick. All it takes is one single gaff card, and that is a double-faced card. Now, usually for tricks, you could just make your own, just by taping or gluing two cards back to back. But in this case, the participant is going to be handling the gaffs, so you don't want it to be an extra thick card. So I recommend getting a deck that does have a double facer with a Joker on one side and just a random card on the other. It doesn't matter what the card is at all. All the false anchor decks by Ryan Schlutz do come with a Joker double facer card. Alright, and also the standard double faced deck from Bicycle that you can get anywhere at any magic shop always comes with a couple of Joker double-faced cards as well. This particular False Anchors deck that I'm using right now is the False Anchors Workers deck. It's a very nice deck. It has a lot of features. It's a marked deck. It also has a one-way design on the back, and a lot of good things about this deck. Anyway, here's how you do the trick. So I like to set the double facer with the Joker side showing two cards, two or three cards, doesn't really matter, from the face of the deck, okay? That way I can just sort of do a overhand shuffle like this to centralize that Joker, okay? So I'll talk about, I'm going to take a card out, and I'll just spread through, and when I see the Joker, I just take it out like this, and just put it on the table, and there's no suspicion that that is going to be a double-faced card, because why would it be at this point? If you don't want to carry around this double-faced card for all of your tricks, what you can do is this. I like to do this sort of this box Joker stay behind move. I don't know really what to call it. But anyway, you put the deck in the box and you close the flap. Alright, so now you will just put the Joker inside like this on top of the flap here, like this, so it's separated from the rest of the deck by the flap. Alright, so when you open the box, all you do here is sort of squeeze the deck, and you see how that Joker is being bowed. Alright, so you just take your finger with the half moon cut out and just hold on to that double-faced card as you open the deck like this and take off the deck, and your index finger is preventing that Joker gaff from coming out of the deck. So you just put the box down and you just do some tricks with your deck with no gaff card in it, and then at some point you will just put the deck back in the box, loading that Joker somewhere in the lower half like this, right? Like this, and just put the deck in the box and say, just talk for a minute to say, oh, maybe I'll show you one more, and take the deck back out like this, and you've loaded that double facer in the deck. So anyway, that's how you do that, and like I said, I like to do an overhand shuffle like this, and start talking about we're both going to take a card, and I turn the deck face up and look for my Joker. I'll take, maybe I'll take the Joker out for this. It's an easy card to remember, blah, 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 and just put it face up on the table like we talked about. Now, you're going to have them name a card, and this is the cool thing about this trick, because they really do name any card, and it's more impossible that way, I feel like, and that was not part of the original. It's something that I added. All right, so now they're going to go through and name any card, and it's going to appear as though you put it face down on the table, but you switch it for a different card, leaving their card reversed still in the deck, and this is called the Discrepancy Dill Switch by Larry Jennings, and this is how you do it. So if you're familiar with the spread switch that I've taught so many times on my channel, you take a card, the King of Hearts there, and you put it down and you switch it for a different card. That's a very nice switch. I use it a lot in my work, but it's similar to this, but you're just doing it face up, okay? So you spread through. It's going to look like, let's say the Five of Hearts in this case. You put that Five of Hearts down, and it's called the Discrepancy Dill Switch because there's a discrepant moment in there that shouldn't be face down. It should be face up since you flipped it over. All right, it's actually right here. All right, so how's that happening? But the discrepancy always flies by, and I'm sure it flew by you watching this at home as well. But here's what you're doing here. So let's say the name of the Five of Hearts again. This is exposed view. So what you're going to do here is flip it over like this, but you want this card in the other hand spread to be slightly more exposed. So just take your fingers and just pull that card out, all right? Just squeeze that card out like this so it's more exposed than the rest. If it was like this, it might not work so well. So you really want to extend those fingers like this to get that card more side jog than the rest, okay? So now, when you flip it over, what's going to happen is that as you do this, you follow it through edge to edge with that exposed card like this, okay? So on the completion of the turnover, you will pin that down there with your thumb with that indifferent card, all right? So when it's all the way down, what you'll do here is this. You wrist turn and thumb that card off, leaving behind that reversed selection, all right? But from this angle, all right, from a deck holding hand angle like this, the back of the hand pretty much shades it. So this is exposed view, you're like this. I'm sorry. This is exposed view like this. Boom, that's what you're doing. But from this angle, and when you do it kind of quick, there's really nothing to see. It just looks like you take that card off. But at speed, again, we'll take the Five of Hearts. Let's say they go through the name, the Five of Hearts in this case, we just thumb it off like this. And look how good that looks. For all intents and purposes, that is the card. All right, so why wouldn't it be? It looks exactly how it should, despite the discrepancy that nobody ever notices. Okay, so now what you don't want to flash this, obviously, but just keep it necktie like this. And I like to do a block pushover. I say that could have been any card. As I do a block pushover like this, they can't see that from this side, obviously. So that could have been any card. And you're, without saying it, you're showing that there is no reverse cards in the deck. So now I put the deck down and I pick up their card, and I almost like an afterthought to prove that it is their card, I miscall it. I said, well, I'll take your card. What was it? The Five of Hearts? And I miscall it as if I forgot it. Of course I didn't. I'm just confirming that this is still a card without being suspicious about it, right? So as if I forgot it, and I'm looking at it to remind myself about what it is, all right? That's just a ploy. It's a ruse, all right? Miscalling cards is a very strong thing in Magic. You should try it out sometime, all right? So I take it. I'll take your card. Well, what was it? The Five of Hearts. and I'll put it in the middle like this somewhere. And what I want you to do is take my card, the Joker, and do the exact same thing. Slide it in the middle just like this, but do it face up. And I do this. And be very slow about this because you want that picture, that mental picture of their card going in face down in the middle of the deck, right? So now they take the Joker, you hand it to them face up, and say, yeah, go ahead, just slide it in anywhere face up like this. And they'll do that. They're really trying to get as close to their card as possible. So they slide it in like this and say, even if you were a few cards off, what I'll do is make the Joker go to the exact position of your card. I do this by a snap and a wave, whatever you want to do, that magic gesture, right? Now watch this. By turning the deck face up and spreading, and they see that reverse card, of course, they have to think it's the Joker because there's no other reverse cards, and they just put a reverse card in the deck, right? So I say, the 2 of hearts and the 8 of clubs, not quite the 5 of hearts. The card we're looking for is the 5 of hearts. Where did you put it? Or where did I put it in this case? Or where did I put that 5 of hearts? Where did it go? And I said, well, that's interesting. I don't see the 5 of hearts anywhere. But also, did you see the Joker? I didn't see the Joker either. And that's because I told you I'd put the Joker exactly in the position of your card. And I always do, in this case, the 5 of hearts.